Welcome to part 6 of Mega Man Zero with this random guy standing behind me. Zero, head for the trance server. You can trust us to protect this place. Good luck, Zero. Yeah, I don't trust these guys at all. They break like glass, they die so easily. It's like they're made of wet tissue paper or something. Anyway, since I'm done with the normal stages, I'm going to allow myself to use some of these cyber elves. Mainly the E-Tank one. Or Sub-Tank. I think that cyber elf's name was Lupton. No, CL was not injured, Alouette. She's good. She won't die at all. She's not like Iris, who is the superior Reploid. I still miss Iris. Man, Zero, you couldn't even save Iris? What the hell was wrong with you, man? What is wrong with you? And Andrew thinking he could beat everybody up. Honestly, I think he would beat everybody up if he wasn't so old. Just like he said, if he were a little bit younger. Or, who knows, maybe he's Yoda. Maybe Andrew is Yoda. And Servo is secretly, LeVar Burton from Star Trek The Next Generation. Geordi. Servo is Geordi. It makes sense, he's got the visors after all. Before I go to Neo Arcadia, let me check up on my cyber elves real quick. We got Fereth, Bireth, and... what was the other one? There was another... Aerith. Wait, Aerith, what? Or is it RF? I can never pronounce these names. Anyway, welcome to Neo Arcadia. This is where the game will start to show its true fangs. As if it hasn't been showing its fangs before, but this is where the game really gets tough. Got these dog and bird enemies, both of which are some of the most annoying enemies in the game because the dogs will latch onto you, and the birds are, well, they're aerial enemies, in which case they're always annoying. But this stage does have my favorite track in the game, Enemy Hall. Man, I'm saying enemy a lot in this fucking... Stop saying enemy! Use synonyms like foe, adversary, opponent. No, that's dumb as hell. I'm just gonna stick with enemy. You got these spinning wheels of electricity and lasers, which are pretty hard to get around, but you can pause them with the electric chip, or maybe even the other chips too. I'm not sure about the flame one, but I think you can freeze them with the frost chip too. Stupid punk-ass bird. Man. It feels good to spot a bird out of the air because they fly at such obnoxious angles that you can't really get to them. Unless you're charging up your slash. And this boss is cool, but you're also over a bed of spikes, so you have to be careful and not drop down there, otherwise you die in one hit. The bosses can go underneath there, but they have jetpacks, therefore they suck. Well, where's my jetpack? I should ask Surfo for a jetpack. Anyway, these guys do fly in somewhat predictable patterns, so you can get the jump on them pretty quickly. Back to the badass music! You still want to be careful here and not jump into the spikes because that will end your trip very quickly. Who the hell is this loser? I don't know the name of this Reploid, so I'm just gonna call him Gilgamesh from Final Fantasy V. Now, Gilgamesh here is kind of tough. Well, kind of. He's really tough in that his blades do a lot of damage, but you can also do a lot of damage with the electric chip. And just like that, he's dead. Now, you notice that this stage has a lot of mini-bosses here, which you're led to believe that this game might pull a Mega Man Classic 1 or a Mega Man X1 in that the enemies will show up sequentially. But no, we still have the standard boss rush from 2 and onwards. It's a thing, I guess. I prefer how Mega Man 1 and X1 did it with the bosses showing up in the stage themselves. But I also get that it's tradition at this point to have a room filled with teleporters that take you to the Maverick so you can fight them. I also get that. What I don't get as a tradition are why these disappearing blocks keep coming back. Why are they here? I've always hated these things, the freaking Yoku blocks. That's what they're called, Yoku blocks. They always appear in every game. Why? Oh, every classic game. Mega Man X, surprisingly, doesn't have too many of these blocks. But for some reason they're back in Zero, and I think this is the only game they're back in. Oh, getting to the point, you have to time your jumps carefully in order to land on the blocks, otherwise you'll whiff it. Damn it! Damn it! I really need Rush for this part. Oh right, I can't use Rush. He's probably dead. 200, 300 years after Classic? Yeah, that crew is long gone. It's actually surprising how much of the timeline Mega Man takes up. Like, the series, the franchise as a whole, takes place over thousands of years. Mega Man Legends probably takes place in the year 9000 AD. That's how extensive this series is. You would not get that from how the stories are told in the games themselves, but lore-wise in the background, yeah, shit gets fucked up. Oh no! Kind of like how I fucked up there. Now I'm all the way back at the beginning. As you can tell, you have to do this on your own. There is no rush, there is no item 2 or item 3. It's mainly Zero. In fact, it's all Zero. This is all on you. And if you don't get up there, well, you can't complete the game. And if you don't complete the game, X is going to kill a lot of people. Or maybe he's just going to lord over Neo Arcadia with an iron fist. I don't think X is that cruel. Well, copy X anyway. Fake X. This is not the real X, everybody. Don't worry, this is not the real Mega Man X from 100 years ago. You are trespassing on the sanctuary of Master X. I, Hercules Anchus, will eliminate you in the name of Harpuya, guardian of Master X. You should view it as an honor to be slashed to retirement by my sword. you know what? Hercules is actually badass sounding. Let's keep that name. Every other name, throw in the trash bin. They suck. But Hercules here is actually a pretty decent fight. And I'm using the wrong element against Hercules here. I think it was ice that counters this guy, but I don't know. I just wing it here. He's easy enough to take down without chips, so he should be fine. The boss's main method of attacks here is trying to slam into the walls by grappling both points. They're pretty easy to avoid, and Hercules himself is pretty slow on the movement. That does not mean Hercules is any less dangerous, because if he touches you, he hurts. Body contact for this guy is pretty much damn near lethal, but if you touch the electric tendrils or the bullets, you should be fine because they don't do as much damage. Mission complete! Yet the stage is still going. What's going on? What sorcery is this? We just need to activate the transporter is all. You have disrupted the area. The trans server near your current location has been activated. You should return to base now to take a rest. Now your choice, you can return to base and rest up, or you can continue on your mission. Me, I'm not crazy, so I'm just gonna go back to base. And I'm still a speedster. Whatever the hell that means. I still gotta look up what these stats are. Zero. Promise me that you will not try to push yourself too hard. Well, I can't promise you that. If something happens to you, I can't. Just please promise me. You know, I like CL sometimes. Other times, I don't know. I really don't know. It's the writing of these 4 games. The writing makes CL come across as way too fanatical of Zero. I think there's supposed to be a hint at romance in there, but Zero has, no pun intended, zero interest in CL, so the relationship comes across as one-sided on CL's part. At least that's how it's written in game. Maybe the audio dramas get more into the CL-Zero relationship. Not that I really care. It's a very wooden relationship, I'm sorry. It just is. Hello, son. You know what? I heard it was a red Reploid who saved us in our base. You should take a leaf out of his book and be a hero like him. Andrew knows. Andrew knows that we're a hero. I wonder if Andrew was actually alive during the time of the X games. That would be interesting. I'm proud to have helped a Reploid like you. And that was Surfo. We're gonna see these guys again in the next couple of games. They'll be back, including this guy. At least I think he comes back, I don't know. But definitely Servo and Alouette and CL, we're gonna see these guys again. Can't believe Neo Arcadia's attack reached our base. But it could have been worse. Thank you, Zero. You're welcome, injured guy. I'll protect our base. Not with a broken arm, you're not. Let the big guy get it, he can handle it. See, he's right there, he's just standing there. Let him do it. Anyway, back to CL so we can see what's up. Zero, you must survive. I'll wait for you here until the day you return. Promise me that you'll come back alive. Will you accept? Yeah, that's that NT Creates writing right there. Admittedly, Blaster Master was better with the romance dialogue, I will admit. Because at least with Jason in those games, he tries to flirt back with Eve. Zero is just not interested at all. Anyway, this stage is dangerous because it's a vertical shaft, and you know how the Game Boy games deal with verticality. And there are spikes everywhere. Not yet, but there are going to be spikes soon. And it is probably the most traumatizing stage in the whole entire game. And actually, this stage for some reason reminds me of Sonic 1. Maybe it's the platforms, like the way the platforms are formatted. It's very Labyrinth Zone. You know how much I like Labyrinth Zone. Which is not at all, and I think Labyrinth actually brings down Sonic 1 by about 3 points. But that's besides the point. You want to watch where you're jumping, make sure the platforms don't go into the spikes, and you should be good. Man, these are some tight jumps. So tight you can't even squeeze a needle in there, the shit's rough. Anyway, oh, freaking turret! Oh, I have to make my way back up, and you respawn. Great. I forgot this was a Capcom game. Here's where the jumps get slightly more dangerous. The platforms are slightly mistimed here, but with enough patience they should be... Oh! They should go back in order. We went from Labyrinth Zone to Metropolis Zone? What is this? Mega Man, you're supposed to be the pioneer of platformers, and you're taken from Sonic. What are you doing? Anyway, you have to time your jumps with the platform's activation of the electrical currents. They go clockwise. So they basically go up, right, down, left, up, right, down, left, in that order. That exact order every time. Every platform does that. And for some reason, they don't hurt as much as they look like they should. They only do 1 damage. The wall tanks do more damage than the electrical platforms. And I'm kind of in a bad situation. I have little to no health left, and I'm right at the boss door. So I kind of have to grind for health here, otherwise I might die at the boss, and that's no good because the freaking boss here is difficult. And this place is also not an ideal grinding spot, but desperate times, am I right? Oh, this actually reminds me of X1, because if you die to Sigma in that game, you also kind of have to grind for E-Tank energy, and it's not fun because that level in that game is also a vertical shaft. And I think it was worse in X1 because the enemies in X1 have lower drop rates for health. At least in that section. At least we have a fighting chance against the next boss, but I don't know how it's gonna go. I might just die anyway. You're too big to be a slug. Just get lost. I do like Zero's quips in this game. It's like he's not trying to quip, but he quips anyway on accident. Anyway, here's the slug, which is basically another version of a devil. Oh, great. They're in the Zero series too. Anyway, the slug monster here is not bad. He's not as annoying as, say, the yellow devil, but he is still tricky. For one thing, he's got 3 health bars instead of 2, and he's also kind of quick for his size. Ow, and he hurts. And as far as I'm aware, the slug does not have any elemental weaknesses, so you kind of have to wing it here. The The slug, or the devil, whatever you want to call it, the attacks involve it splitting itself up, which is kind of tricky to dodge around because it covers a lot of space. But most of the attacks you can either wall jump to safety or just move around the devil, or slug. Again, whatever you want to call this thing. Wow, that boss is not as hard as I thought it would be. Ciel, what made you come here? I'm sorry, it was I who recreated the duplication effects. That's why. You don't have to apologize. It's not your fault. You did it because you thought it would be good for everyone. Please, just leave everything to me now. Zero. Thank you. Stay tuned for the final part of Mega Man Zero. You guys have a good night.